Hello everybody, good evening. This is Language Mantra channel, session 34, Basic English. For quite a long time, we have been discussing different forms of tense and time. Mathematically speaking or philosophically speaking, the concept of time is a very complicated issue. But so far as its treatment in terms of English grammar is concerned, it is not that difficult. Normally, time is divided into three major groups: past time, present time, and future time. And each of these major groups is once again subdivided into four subgroups. And today, we have two subgroups. One is future perfect tense, and the other future perfect continuous tense. Let's discuss future perfect tense. Two words are very much important here. One is future, that refers to time that is not yet come, and perfect, it refers to the action of the verb. That means an action that is expected to be complete action, not unfinished. So these are the two basic important issues involved in this particular tense. Try to give a definition. Future perfect tense refers to an action that is going to take place in the future time, and it is going to be a completed action before another action, or before a given time, or before a deadline. So two important things are there in the definition. Something will take place in future time, and that something will be completed before something else. That is the basic idea involved in this tense. Now, let's verify this definition. Two examples. Number one, by the time you reach my office, I'll have finished your accounts. Suppose I am a tax consultant. My clients are there. One of them telephoned me to know if I have completed his calculations for tax. I said, no, I have not. But you come. And by the time you come, I'll have completed it. So this is what is here. By the time you reach my office, I'll have completed, or I'll have finished your accounts. Very simple. I want to have your accounts completed in future time before you come. This is the concept. Two ideas are there. One is by the time you reach my office. And second major idea is I will have finished your accounts, or I will have completed your accounts. Example number 2. Maybe we shall have worked for the company for exactly 25 years by 2022. So 2022 is the time, reference, deadline, or say given time. By this time, by the year 2022, what will happen? We shall have worked for the company for exactly 25 years. Our service for the company will complete 25 years. So, we shall have worked for the company for exactly 25 years by 2022. So, these are two important examples. These two examples show almost the same thing. An action is going to be completed in future time before a time given there. Now, for further clarification, we can compare this with past perfect tense. In the past perfect tense, two actions are there. The patient had died before the doctor came. Two actions. Here also we have two actions. By the time you reach my office, I'll have finished your accounts. There is one major action and one timeline for reference, or a given time or a deadline. That is okay. Now, one action is completed before another, the same thing. There is no difference at all. And number 3, that is important, actual versus notional action. In past perfect tense, what has happened, it is actual. We have gone through that time and we have experienced that particular issue, the coming of the doctor and the death of a person. But here, everything is notional. It will take place in future. Only when that future will come to the present time, only then that particular action will take place, not now. You cannot have any access to future time. Tomorrow is Monday, so you cannot do what is due on Monday. Monday will come and it will be today, only then you can work there. Now, we have to see the formation. Formation is very simple. In the present tense it is I have done. In the past tense it is I had done. So what will be in the future tense? I will have done. Because in the future tense there is no question of inflection, and that part is served by two modal verbs, shall and will. So be sure, this shall and will, these two words are key words. These words are signature words for the future tense action. So it would be there. So subject plus shall or will plus have. Shall have or will have. Past participle plus past participle. Why? Because have is there. Whenever there is have, it must be followed by the past participle form of the main verb. So, subject plus shall or will, then have plus past participle of the main verb. By the end of this month, I'll have completed my project. By the end of this month, I'll have completed my project. Normally, you may come across the simple form of this. By the end of this month, I will complete my project. Nowadays, grammatical rigidity is not that much. It may be allowed. But if you want to be perfect, if you want to be very, particular about the grammatical rules, then you have to follow this. By the end of this month, I'll have completed my project. So this is all about future perfect tense. There is not much problem here. Now, if you understand this, future perfect continuous tense is very easy, because here we have some period of time, and in future perfect continuous tense there is a period of time plus its continuity is also referred to. It indicates the duration and continuity of an action. Duration is there. In future tense or future time, some action is going to take place. There is a question of its duration plus continuity of an action or event at a specific time. The same thing, specific time. It becomes future perfect continuous tense. Let's say an example. When I turn 50, when I turn 50 means I am not yet 50. So when I turn 50, I'll have been living in this house for 40 years. When I turn 50, maybe 5 years later, I'll have been living in this house for 40 years. So when I was 10 years old, maybe I came to this house, and when I will turn 50, I'll have been living in this house for 40 years. So tenure is there 40 years. But here that condition of living does not stop. It is a continuous process. Even after 40 years, he will be living here. This is the difference between these two formats. I think this is very simple, and like any other formats, present say perfect continuous and past perfect continuous, here the format is almost simple. You have to insert shall or will, that much. So when I turn 50, I will have been living. So have been living, subject plus will have or shall have been plus present participle means main verb plus ing. I shall have been living. So When I turn 50, I'll have been living for 40 years. This is all about future perfect continuous tense. But remember, this tense is nowadays almost obsolete. Very rare you will come across very rare use. But you have to know it, you have to recognize it, because you have to read old texts, or maybe there are scholars who prefer this format. So you should know it. So this is all about what we have for today. Have a nice time. Goodbye.